Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SpeedForce Racing, the Gp2 division. And I'm here tonight with a very nice sounding AJ. Hello, mate. How are you doing?
Hey, dude. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good tonight.
Absolutely brilliant to have you here, as per normal on Wednesday night. Now, let's just run through the championship order, then we've got a lot to talk about. Because in the championship right now, not AJ, you're here, hello. In the championship order, this has already started. You can tell I'm going to retire after this one. Anyway, T. Jonas is in the lead, and Farfre in second. Smelly Badger after a dominating win last week in P3. Then Icebot was in P4, and Lienel is in P5. Matey Boy is in P6 and Diabush is in P7 ahead of his Welsh Ferrari teammate, the Devil's Armpit, in P8. Gaming Fingers is in P9 and Widelow Billy is in P10. Outside of the top 10 is Invader Zippo in P11 and Blood and Sands in P12. Fredo is in P13 and the Pirate is in P14. Sigurd, who isn't racing tonight, is in P15 as I completely mess up my thing. And Just Mikey is in P16. C Pazzy is in P17. Racing Podge is in P18. Alson Senegal is in P19 as Bok Bobster is in P20. And there we go.
And breathe.
Yes, it is. Because the Formula 1 season ended, and I've just educated AJ in the Formula 3 2019 car. And it's not bad, is it?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks like a good upgrade. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the top drivers race them. Especially, I think Brendan Lee's staying in GP3 or F3 rather, for another year, isn't he?
Ooh, I don't know. I haven't seen him race in real life, to be fair.
Fair enough.
No. What I want to bring up, though, in the subject of skipping Formula 3, is actually going to Formula 2. I don't know if you've heard, mate, but Mick Schumacher has been signed for Prima in Formula 2.
I did hear about that, yeah. No, I'm not surprised that he's moving his way up the orders now.
He's gone up very quickly, isn't he, though?
Yeah, he is one hell of a racing driver, but of course he's the son of the great Michael. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he can do. But I'm really excited to see what he can do in F2. Definitely. Yeah,
it'd be fantastic to watch that. And obviously, if you don't know about me and AJ, we're big F2 fans. We do like watching a bit of F2.
I was really excited. News coming through on Monday, I think it was, that Alexander Albon is going into Toro Rosso for next season. I'm really excited about that.
That's how it should be, everybody. The top three of the Formula 2 Championship moving up into Formula 1. No pay drives, all three talent drivers. How brilliant's that?
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely brilliant.
I'm really happy about that.
And right now I'm trying to find a picture of Carlos Sainz's McLaren helmet to show AJ, but I'm not able to find it right now. I'm going to keep looking throughout qualifying because of how much I love this helmet. It's really good. Obviously, we could talk about Formula 2 for days, couldn't we? We could absolutely talk about that.
For days, mate.
Yeah, we could. I'll find the picture later. So yes, we're here in Germany.
He said he's going to put a Real Madrid badge on the McLaren helmet.
I haven't seen it, but obviously this is only the test helmet. Ricky has rejoined. He is reserving tonight. And here we are in Germany, Hockenheim, the possibly more underrated German circuit. Well, that's the wrong one. Still haven't done cars for a while. But yes, this is I love Hockenheim. I know it's like, oh, but you shouldn't like it. The old Hockenheim's better, but I really like Hockenheim. Any thoughts on that, AJ?
Yeah, no, I really like Hockenheim as well. It's a really nice, sweeping, flowing track. It's a lot different to the old one that Michael Schumacher and Mika Hakkinen and the likes used to race around in the early days, where it had the long back straight sweeping through the forest, which had to be broken up eventually by two chicanes because of the fact that the FIA deemed it too dangerous. But this new layout is a lot more complicated than the old layout, but it's got a lot more twists and turns and a lot more places that you can lose it.
It definitely is. Wow. But yes, yes, racing in the Ardennes Forest here in Germany, on board with T. Jonas right now, championship leader as the first car on track. Sauber, singing beautifully. Obviously now, most recently, that driver has been Kimi Räikkönen in that car, who actually white and blacked out his entire helmet because he doesn't have any sponsors anymore from Ferrari. God. I could go on for helmets for days, but yes, this Sauber, this track is brilliant. I love this track. Like round here, we raced around here last night in the Formula Classic series, which is brilliant because we had all of the Team Lotus 72 car going around here, so the entire SpeedForce circus turned up at one race. But yes, look at it. It's so quick, such a quick lap round here, and yet it's lengthwise, time-wise, it's quite long, but it's so quick, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it goes past in 1 minute 18, 1 minute 19 seconds for a quick lap around here. Yeah, there's so many different ways that, especially in the last sector, just following Ice Bolt through at the minute, there's so many different corners that you can make or break you on here. If you find it perfect, you can gain that extra little bit of time, but if you get it wrong, get off into the gravel, you've got overcompensated, and you're going to completely ruin your lap.
Particularly the entrance into that little stadium section that we saw going through. Whoa, big slide from the back end of T. Jonas. You can, as you're coming into it, and I'll point it out when we get around to it on T. Jonas' screen, you can seriously overcook it and take and hit the gravel, which will cost you a lot of time, especially in qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a real make or break track, this one. You can't
here it is, just here.
Out because you will lose too much time, but you can't.
It's invalidated it.
You've got to.
Sorry,
you've got to use as much. You've got to get all your confidence, especially coming through where he's coming through now through the stadium section, and he's decided to.
Yeah, I think he validated the lap on the way through. So I'm looking at Racer 55, the new driver in the Renault car, picked up by Renault, and hoping to have a good career here in Germany. DRS opens, goes to the line, and that is a 1 minute 12.9, which is a good opening lap for his first race in SpeedForce Racing. Ooh, but Spark by 3/10. Look at that.
Spark always getting up there in GP2. He's always there or thereabouts at the top of the leaderboard, as well as gamey things. Although he's done a 113.5 on the soft tyre,
which is pretty quick for the softs. iSport though 112.0. So you can see the difference in the team's choices of tyres. Look at it, both Mercedes normally very close towards each other, and look at that.
Yeah, it just shows the difference in confidence between some of the drivers, even Matey Boy going through some of the corners now, just showing how early he's able to get on the throttle, how late he wants to get on the brakes, and that's going to be the reason why he's getting the quickest times.
This track is very much who is braver on the brakes, but it's also who is braver and able to follow the car closely. Dirty area can affect a car, especially through Sector 3, but you've got to know what you're doing, and there are 3 DRS zones. Here's one on the start-finish straight as T. Jonas goes 3rd fastest. The man who is now going to be part of the Norwegian Winter Olympics team, hopefully, he says.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, bravery on the brakes, definitely important here, but also be able to be patient, because the fact that you don't have a huge amount of overtaking opportunities around this track, you've got to pick and choose your moments as well as you can, because definitely going through Sector 3, you don't have a lot, but you can get the right momentum down both of the straights and through Sector 1.
It is fantastic to see these guys going around again, and it's wonderful to be back for GP2 as well. I mean, it's only been a week, but it feels like forever.
Yeah, no, it does feel like a while.
It's one of those weeks that went rather slowly last week, and we're coming up towards Christmas, which means we'll be taking a break soon, though we have not confirmed, none of the admins have confirmed which race we're going to take a break at. We'll debate whether we're taking a break at Hungary to match the official time, whether it be a 4-week break, or if we'll take a break at Spa, because we might be able to get one more race in before Christmas. But that will all be sorted out soon. Watching Diabush come across the line now, and that plants him a 114.7, but he's on the medium tyres, so he's looking to go long. Ooh, haven't we looked at? Here's Lee. We haven't looked at Lee now for a while on the stream. There he is. He's sat in P12 right now, enjoying his little ride around in the Toro Rosso car, which I think Albon will be. What's car is he? No, yeah, he's in Albon's car now. Albon's so cool.
Diabush and Devil's Armpit both going around. Linell and Diabush both on the medium compound of tyres, doing 114s.
Lee's just pumping out lap times on these tyres. I think he knows the tyres can take it, but he's trying to get to the right point where he's happy with it. And I think that might just be it. And look at that, a very quick time on the medium tyres. He's got so much to give on these this race, even as I try and remember how to speak.
Yeah, definitely, and it just shows that you can come from the back of the grid as well. He's done 2 laps on these, but they can probably take a lot more, and then he means at the end of the race, he will have all the pace on the soft or the ultra soft tyre, depending on what the race permits and whether there's any safety cars or any of that business. And then he can see how long he can stretch his medium strategy.
Safety cars are a big thing here. Turn 1, he was very dangerous, a very quick right-hander, much like your Silverstone right-hander, so you've got to know what you're doing when you're coming around that corner. Here we go, look at this, so quick, and on lap 1, that causes absolute chaos.
Yeah, it's so easy to lose the back end there. It's a question of whether you want to shift down, whether you want to brake into that corner. It's which mode of kind of engine braking, or rather of normal braking, that you want to use to be able to slow the car down just enough so that you can get the turn in and you can get the momentum without losing too much time.
It is very much that, and we've seen in real life Formula 1, we've seen many incidents through there, most notably Felipe Massa getting flipped over by Kevin Magnussen back in 2014, a very violent one, so shows that, you know, Nico Hulkenberg wasn't the first to go flipping.
I just remember the Charles Leclerc pirouette.
Oh, don't remind me. Don't remind me. How many was that? 3 times he did it in the year?
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
To be fair, though,
that was one of the best ones.
It was the best one. I don't like to think of it as a Charles Leclerc fan. I don't like to think about it. And I really don't want to talk about the last race because I almost ran out of drivers I support. So, so Ocon went, Gasly went, I was running out.
Yeah, although Leclerc did very well at the start to keep pace with Ricciardo and Raikkonen.
He definitely was. I think that Saub was better at the start of the race. Hopefully next year they have just as good a car.
Yeah, hope so.
Ooh, I tell you what, Ricky's just put something in the chat. Oh, see, Pasley just did a Lewis Hamilton, everybody, but in a reverse Lewis Hamilton. he decided to go into the pit lane. Oh, that's brilliant. I caught that on stream. I was so happy about that.
Did he go out and then back in?
Yep.
Yeah, that was funny.
But Ricky's just asked in the chat because he lagged out, unfortunately, during the lobby, and now he's back in here. He's asking where you can go from last on the grid with a stock setup. Well, mate, you got to wait and see, because strategy is king here in Hockenheim. Oh, it's brilliant to see all of the drivers on track. Only one Sauber here tonight, so see Jonas flying the Alfa Romeo flag himself and hoping that he can improve on that position.
Racer 555 coming around to start his second flying lap on the ultra soft tyres.
Is he on the same set of tyres? No, he's betting.
No, he's not. He's gone back in. Maybe he's on the same set of tyres.
I tell you what, I just want to have a little bit, while we have a grace period, while everyone starts to slow down. I am in great, tremendous fear that next year I might lose my number 13. I really am.
What, for Norris or for Albon?
Norris? Lando Norris, yeah, sorry, I had a moment. Yeah, I think it's Lando, because Lando was born on the 13th himself. But I think, no, the 19 won't be available yet. Okay. So I don't think he'll have that. I don't know, it'd be interesting to see. It's a little snap from gaming things, which has affected him a little bit through the stadium section, but a brilliant catch from the for the Briton. I don't know what Albon's going to do. Number 6, number 6 will be available next year, so he might go for that one.
Yeah.
Whoa, little bit of a slide there. I can't wait to see all of these guys in Formula 1 next year. I really can't. You can't. I wish I had camera on right now, because the smile I've got on my face talking about Formula 2 is insane. Yes, Paris, it is the German Grand Prix, and it is fantastic to see us here. I can't stop smiling about Formula 2. I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, but yes, I mean, it's amazing to see the top 3. I've never, in like the history of racing, I've watched racing for 19 years. I was born on the day of a race, and I will watch it probably on the day I die. And it's amazing to think that I've never seen the top three from GP2 or Formula 2 of 11 divisions come into Formula 1 in 1 year.
Yeah.
It's just, I can't handle it. It's too cute. Too cute. It's Formula 1.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing that there's so many spaces. I thought it was too cute. The triple kind of donuts.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
The race. That was pretty cool.
That was definitely choreographed.
I was pretty happy about that. Yeah. Well, no. As soon as Alonso was kind of like around Lewis and around Vettel, it was so like. It's so obvious. It's like, are we gonna? And then they were all just like, yeah.
It would have been nice to have seen like a few more cars up there doing it as well, but I think 3 legends was enough.
20.
I think that would have been great. It's a nice show.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Bottas got his turn last year.
To be fair, I am a little bit salty that Jensen never got such a good send off, but okay. I think it's because Jensen's been a bit messed about when he was like, am I coming back? Am I not coming back?
Yeah, totally. To be honest, he could still do another year if he wanted to.
Who, Fernando?
Whoa!
Farfborough!
I reckon Button could still come back.
Farfborough has gone for a 1:11.6. What a brilliant lap there for Farfborough. I think Jensen definitely has the speed. I just think he enjoys Super Duty a lot more. I mean, winning it on the first time out, I mean, it's brilliant.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Absolutely brilliant.
Quicker one at 11.8, and he's retired from the session. That's all he thinks he can do.
Oh, so T. Jonas, with 5 minutes left to go, is in the danger zone, because remember, the track is going to rubber out and get so much better through the first stadium section here for Invader Zippo, who has been struggling with practice. Hopefully he can improve on where he is. Going around into the main stadium section, where you saw, Lewis Hamilton crash in 2014 in qualifying, and where you saw Sebastian Vettel crash in 2018 during the race. My heart sank for that bit. It really did. Not because I'm a Vettel fan, because of just, it's like that just sucked.
Yeah.
Zippo comes around and goes for nearly 2 seconds off his time, but not enough to catch just Mikey ahead of him. Who have we got out on track right now? We've got Bowsette on track. Brown Street? I don't know. Racer 555. I think we'll stick with that.
Yeah, he's been pretty racy today. It'll be interesting to see if he can put in a faster lap when the track's rubbered in.
It will be interesting. Obviously, we haven't spoken much about Daniel Ricciardo not being able to test this year's Renault car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Red Bull put their foot down and said, no. They weren't happy with it. So they said, while you're still under contract with us, you're not going to be doing a race with it. That's why they pulled out Artem Markelov to do it.
Right, wow.
Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you what would be interesting. See if they put in that monstrous curve at Abu Dhabi in turn 20 in the game. Yeah,
for next year. Oh, for the game. Oh,
yeah. I think they need to get rid of that curb, because he almost killed a Formula 2 driver. It was too tall. It was like putting me in one of these cars.
No, it's crazy. Although if you got it right, it looked sensational. Like you could see Lewis on his pole lap that he set.
He bounced off that, didn't he?
Well, I mean, like on his first lap, he did bounce off it, but on his second lap, he was just like so close to it. He was like millimeters from touching the curve. He was just as close as you can get to it without actually riding it.
I guess they put it in for when Gasly had his spin last year there.
Yeah, God. That's possible.
I don't know. It's one of those things that just pops in. But I'll tell you what, I think T. Jonas might have called it a little bit wrong, dropping out a little bit too early. Because look at this. Everyone's going to be going for quick laps, and his lap is going to be under a little bit of threat, I think.
Racer 555 coming around to the line. Getting very confident on the last couple of corners. And he doesn't improve. 112.2, 1/10 off his previous time.
Tell you what, Smelly Badger retires. I am going to find a driver who is just starting his lap now. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to hand this over to AJ once we find someone who's actually starting a lap. It looks like...
Who are we looking at?
I don't know yet. I think it might just be Diabuche or someone in the Ferrari when they get round. Icebox on a lap now.
Females aren't the softs. Who do you want to go with? Gamey things coming around.
Oh yeah, let's go with Gamey. We haven't done an on-board lap with Gamey in a while.
Gamey.
There we go.
Pink Force India. Coming
And I'll
around
hand
the
you
last section.
straight over.
Get as close to the yellow line as possible, then bring it back round. You want to be confident coming on the exit. DRS open all the way down the home straight. Little turn in as possible. You want to be on those blue and white lines as you go back down 100-yard braking marker and turn in hard. Let the car drift out to the left and then bring it round for the long straight. DRS back open and accelerating up to 200 miles an hour down this straight. Hopefully Matey Boy stays out of the way, which he does. No time lost there. 100-yard marker again. You want to turn in late, find the apex, drift it out, and get on the power just as he does there. Beautiful exit from Gamey. Fingertips round this corner. It's not really a corner. And then 50-yard marker, nearly down, hitting that apex wonderfully there, bringing the car back round. Hitting all the apexes, coming back through here and letting the car drift out. You want to use as little braking as you need to around here just to get the car turned in. Be as patient as possible while the tyres grip up through these corners. And then you're coming back through here all the way out to the yellow markers and bring it back in. Confident all the way to the exit, and that is a beautiful lap from Gamey. 1:11.6, topping the table.
What a man is Gamey things. And was that a stricken Mercedes I saw on the start-finish straight? As Lee Nell stops on the straight. Lee Nell stopped on the straight. I'm not sure what's gone on there. He's retired from the session, but things happen. But there he is, end of the session now, and Gamey things has possibly set his lap at the wrong time. Here's Farfborough coming around. He's got basically no fuel left in the car. This Red Bull is normally good in qualifying and just as good in the race. Let's see if he can improve on P2. He just might be. He's stolen pole position before, and he's done it this time once more by less than a thousandth, and that is filthy from the Briton.
That's incredible.
That is the closest pole position we've ever had in SpeedForce racing. Look at that, a 1:11.656 for pole, a 1:11.657 for P2.
I've seen that before.
That's
incredible.
That is a filthy pole lap for Farfborough. Absolutely filthy. Oh, look at that. The Red Bull team must be absolutely ecstatic with the idea of Farfborough being on pole. Tell you what, that's a good thing to say. He's in Max's car as well, so it's clearly not braking. God, Farfborough has had a brilliant season in qualifying. He seems to just be able to hook it up. I can't get over that lap time. Absolutely, look at that!
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Farfborough on pole position ahead of Gamey things in P2 by, well, less than a margin. Icebot in P3 ahead of Matey Boy in P4, T. Jonas in P5, and Spark Bobster in P6, Racer 555 in P7, and C. Pasley in P8, Blood and Sands in P9, and Smelly Badger is in P10, Diabush in P11, Just Mikey is in P12, Invader Zippo in P13, ahead of his Toro Rosso teammate Lionel in P14. Then Devil's Armpit is in P15, but that is not the end of the grid because Ricky will hopefully be back in his car to race. I can't get over that. Yeah. That's brilliant.
It's so close. A lot of drivers. I think the top 13 or top 12 were all on ultra soft tyres, and then 2 people on the mediums, one person on the soft, I think, to round out the grid. So we'll see what the runners at the back normally do. Normally, you find the harder tyres last a lot longer and mean that they can keep consistent lap times. But will that take them further towards the front of the grid? Let's see.
This will be fantastic to see what the race will hold for us. I can't remember how many laps there are here, but this is a fantastic circuit to see, and I can't wait to see us all go around. There could be a safety car, there could be anything that happens. We are completely unknown, and I tell you what, I've got to say, I've been holding back, but Farfborough must have had his Weetabix this morning. He must have done, and that is the most British I've ever sounded on commentary right there.
Yeah. To get that 1,000th.
Oh,
that's incredible.
God.
good laps from both drivers. Definitely, yeah, Gamey Things just hooked it up.
And Farfborough almost muggingly takes us away from pole position on the formation app. He must be thinking, yes, look at that. Oh, and look at that. Look at the tyre choices. That's really interesting.
Let's pull up that. Tyres. Oh yeah, no, there's quite a few of hard tyres. Well, I suppose, yeah, anybody 11th or below may as well go for a harder tyre choice because they can.
Definitely will do. So, we're just running through all the drivers on stream right now, just to have a look at them. And look at that. I've seen Diabetes running a new helmet tonight. Not really a fan of the lack of red on it, but, you know, I'll deal with it.
Yeah, Diabetes on his wheel again tonight, I believe. So, let's see what he can do from P11.
I think the best person to look at is going to be Invader Zippo, who's going very long on those medium tyres. There's Ricky in the Williams.
Yeah.
So Farfborough coming around into the stadium section now. This is where Sebastian Vettel lost it. Will we see anybody lose it here in the race? I'm not sure. This isn't really an overtaking opportunity in these nice wide cars that take up about 3/4 of a chat too. Oh man. I need my Weetabix. So we're getting ready now for lights out here for lap 1 here in Germany. Lap 1 out of 34. This will be fantastic. You see Ilva stream on there and the championship leader starting in 5th. He's just hoping for a good one. Because his closest championship rival is in P1. Look at that.
There we go.
So we're getting ready here for 5 red lights in Germany. Sector 3 yellow flag as always, and there are the lights on the screen. There's straight up to 3, 4, 5 red lights. The lights are out. The drivers are away now. It is a good start from Farfborough and a good start from Gaming as well. Enough to defend, but look at T. Johnson in the background trying to go around the outside of T1. He hasn't managed to, but Farfborough is away from the lead. And look at that, Gaming taking it well. The Mercedes have swapped positions. I spot into P1, P3 even. Oh, Joey Bush is gone. Diabush is out of this Grand Prix. We have no idea what's happened there, but everyone's going to get very close. Look at C. Pazzi now trying to line up on the back of Spark Bobster. Smelly Badger losing positions in the background to Blood and Sands, and they're all streaming down. There's Blood and Sands in the Rebel. There's T. John's going defensive. Not sure what's happening here. This is Matey Boy going down the inside, trying to get moved. Iceball going for P2 as well, but Matey Boy dropping back.
Yeah, see Pazzi doing very well off the start, overtaking Racer 555, and then also overtaking Spot Bobster just now with the hairpin up to P6 for C Pazzi.
Iceball battling for P2, Gaming Things going for a slide. Iceball down the inside, heading towards now to the stadium section for the first time. Iceball is ahead. Mercedes going for their home Grand Prix, and now that Mercedes straight into P2, and pretty simple there. Gaming Things seems to be struggling a bit. Invader Zippo losing out to Ricky throughout the race, but he's down the inside, bumping the Williams just a little bit. See, just Mikey's losing it as well. Oh, lockups for Linnell.
The inside of C. Pazzi. Oh, and C. Pazzi's completely lost it. He's in the wall. He's lost his wheel. He's retired from the session.
So that's 2 cars and as many laps we've lost in this Grand Prix as we're looking at what's your name? Smelly Badger in the pit lane. He's the only driver in the pits right now and he's going to go long. Now Spark Bob's has got his eyes on trying to pass championship leader, but he's messed that up just a little bit and he's lost the rear end. Yeah, but he's coming in a threat from...
Right the back of him.
Yeah, there you go. See, look at that. This is because I stopped tying you up, isn't it? I stopped tying you up.
Yeah. He's going down the inside into the hairpin. Oh, he's just clipped on the back on T. Johnnis. Did you see any damage from the Renault there?
Looked like a little brake check from the Renault, actually, which cost Spark Bobster to have to move out the way. Ooh, controversy in as many laps as we've already had. This is only, you only find this in SpeedForce.
Ooh, a lot of both T. Johnnis and Matey Boy following the same line and nearly dropping it on that left-hand curb.
Just missed that on the stream, but look at that. You see, Racer is really confident through here, and T. John's losing the back end. He's working those tyres to the bone right now. Farfborough leads us away on lap 3 from the lead. He seems very confident, but look at that. T. John's very quick on the straights, looking there as DRS has now been enabled, which will create a lot more opportunities. Invader Zippo into the pit lane. Same with Blood and Sands. Red Bull and Toro Rosso having to react.
I don't know what's happened to Invader Zippo, but he was on the soft tyres, so maybe he's had to go for a nose change. Yeah, nose change for Invader Zippo, unfortunately.
Trying to see who's closest, and that's Icebolt. He's closest. He's standing inside for the lead of the Grand Prix. Icebolt is ahead. Not for long, though, with the switchback. Farfborough back ahead of him. That must be one hell of a dive bomb.
Yeah, Farfborough getting the fastest lap of the race, but Icebolt not letting him out of his sight. Less than a second between them, so it means that he will get DRS the next time we go around, as it's lap 3 now.
Tell you what, we've got a third commentator with us tonight. It's Paris in the chat, and he's saying that Lee Nell's in the best position right now in P8. He definitely is.
Yeah, on those soft tyres, 1.9 off Spark Bobster on the Ultra Softs. All these guys are going to have to pit sooner rather than later. I don't think these Ultra Soft tyres will last for very long.
They definitely won't, and as I've been informed by many different...
completely losing it. Gamey has overheated his tyres.
Yeah, those are knackered. Oh, Icebolt! No, sorry, you're right, Matey Boy. Sorry, I want to say Bowser, but he's not. It's Racer 545 is already in to the pit lane. I think it's time to cool these tyres in. Very hot here in Germany, like many German women.
He's all over the place, but I think Matey Boy.
Just Mikey's gone. Well. Just Mikey has crashed out in Sector 1, showing that these tyres are struggling.
Yeah, I think he's overcooked it going through turn 1.
Oh!
And he's just caught it on the outside of the left-hand curb and spun back across into the wall and just lost his tyre from the impact.
Did you know that Matey Boy has passed Gamey for P3? And I tell you what, time to go. The Ultras have just melted. Yeah, they have. They're ultra hot. Not ultra soft, ultra hot. The puns have begun. You wish you'd come here. But yes, as we know, this is a dry Grand Prix. So how
falling back into the clutches of his teammate Spark?
How many drivers are going to pit?
He's off.
Whoa!
He's lost so much time. He's lost 5th to T. Johnny.
Oh, he's been rear-ended. He's been rear-ended by Lee. Lee has lost a bit of his front wing. Oh no! Heartbreak, and that's exactly what you don't want from Lee. And he's thinking, no, why is it me? Down the inside though for Ricky. Ricky into P6 ahead of Lee now.
Yeah, Ricky coming out of nowhere. He started last place. He's now up to P5. He's having an incredible race.
Lee, that is completely blown your strategy, hoping that he wouldn't get damaged. He has got damaged. Gamey thinks and Matey Boy pitted from this, and Spark Bobster. It seems that the top 4 right now. Lee Jonas is gone! He's in the wall! The championship leader is off! He's got no front wing! Oh no!
Off by getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Probably
he's lost the lead. He's lost the lead.
Yeah, overheating the tyres, I reckon.
Oh, they're getting close together.
Right behind him.
This is time to pit for any old soft road. And see Johnson thinking, what's happening? These tyres have degraded so fast.
Have Icebolt and Farfborough called it right, staying out? I mean, Gamey Things and Matey Boy on the mediums and the softs, respectively. They might have had the better decision here, coming in earlier and getting the leapfrog on them.
It is a good question. I don't know what's happening. T. Jonas, oh man, look at that. He's been overtaken by Racer, and he's thinking, God, I'm just going to get back to the pit lane at this point and just try. Icebolt, though, another 3 seconds.
3 seconds, sorry.
Yeah, I saw it as 10 as well.
I read 10 and I thought it was 10-second penalty.
I saw it as 10 as well, mate. Yeah, T. Jonas, the championship leader, pulled into the pit lane now, and he's going to be thinking, what has happened there? I've never on the game seen...
Alongside each other going down the main straight, and Farfborough's back in front due to DRS.
Look at Icebolt's front right, front left even. There's an angry line. I've never, ever on the game see these tyres degrade so quickly.
Yeah, I think Farfborough's got that same line as well. Going into the left-hander, you see how much Farfborough's struggling. Just couldn't get the car turned in.
Matey Boy and Spot Bobs are swapping positions as well in the background.
Yeah, just watching the rear tyres as well. These are the only 2 drivers who are on the softest tyres right now.
You get in the pit lane.
Yeah.
I wonder if Toto and Christian are just yelling, "Get in the pits!" I think Farper is aiming to come into pit lane. Same with Icebolt this lap. Both of them pitting, and that will throw. Look who it is going into the lead. It's Ricky.
Yeah, incredible scenes.
And he asked us, right, everyone, he asked us where could he go from the front of the grid, from the back of the grid on a stock setup. And there you go, ladies and gents.
And Icebolt is stuck in the pit lane for a little bit longer than he should have. And he's out just behind Farthber, so no changes in the pit lane.
Whoa, Racer very wide. Racer's got the run. He's going to go for the lead. Ah. 62, Smelly Badger has gone, the other Renault is struggling. Oh, look at this, he's running him out of road, but Farfra, oh man, I can't get over this.
I think Racer's got DRS going down this back straight now.
He has, look at the pole.
Seem to be so close in pace.
Oh, and he's got it. He has the net lead of the Grand Prix now on his first time out. And look at that. Whoa! Farfra just hitting his rain line, spinning around a little bit. But he's trying to go right. Oh, he cut the corner. That's going to suck.
Oh, Racer 555 going all the way around the outside. I just don't think he had enough grip to be able to make that one stick. He got
pushed onto the grass a little bit. He cut the corner trying to avoid Farfra, and that cost him all the time in the world right there. And look, he's off again.
He's lost it.
Oh, matey boy! Reflexes for the Mercedes. Move of the day.
And change and keep the car in the straight line. That's really good manoeuvring.
Absolutely fantastic move for matey boy. God, these guys are showing off already. So Gaming thinks we started on P2, is in P10, and we've only got 12 drivers left after a few issues in the opening stages of the race. It's only on lap 8 and we've lost 4 drivers.
Yeah, Icebolt back up behind Farthber, 3/10 between them as they rocket down the back straight. DRS wide open on Icebolt, moves over to the inside. Farthber blocks a little bit, but he lets him have the inside line. Oh, Icebolt taking it very cautiously there and lets Farthber get the run.
Racer
he's
determined
as if to say that he's not happy.
Whoa! Blood and Sands pulling out of the way of Spark Bobster. So that's the team yelling at him, going, "Don't fight him. He's got too much pace. Don't fight him." But yeah, it's interesting to see how all these guys are affecting us. And look at Ice; he's got no ERS left, and he's trying to keep cool, but it's not happening. The ice pans are coming out again. He's trying to keep cool, and he is still under a second away from Farfber's rear end. The Austrian car seems to be king around here.
Matey Roy with a 1:15.7 fastest lap of the race. He's got a little bit of pace, the second Mercedes in that row of cars.
It definitely does. And right now, we've only got 2 real battles on track. And that is between... Oh, 3 battles, sorry. Look at that. Devil's Armpit is closing up to Lee now right now. And this is going to get very interesting because Lee does have a wounded Toro Rosso right now.
Yeah, both been out there for 8 laps. Both started further back. Both looking to pick up as many points as they can today.
See the glossy line on Devil's Armpit helmet just moving around a lot as he looks for the corners, looks for the apex, and he's got his eyes on P2, which would be brilliant. The Devil's Armpit has been... Well, he's adapted well to his new Ferrari car, and he seems to be enjoying it quite a bit as Lee's locking up the Toro Rosso. He seems to be getting all of the bad luck recently, Lee, now.
Yeah, let's hope he can have a better race today. Although, losing his front wing already in this race, it doesn't suggest that, does it?
Unfortunately not. It may have to wait for Hungary. Sorry, next week we're at Hockenheim now. So unfortunately,
yeah, he's keeping Devil's Armpit at bay. 9 laps on those tyres as well.
Gamey things on the back end of Blood and Sands now. Blood and Sands, it seems that his tyres are starting to wear a bit as well. He's been on them for 7 laps. Maybe it will turn into a multiple stop race.
It's very possible if the tyres aren't lasting long enough and they're overheating them, then it may be a 2-stop race.
Farfber for the net lead of the Grand Prix. Farfber under attack once again for Icebolt. Icebolt this time going very aggressive now. Who's king on the brakes? It's Still, Ice Bolt, he's going to run him out of road, and he has, just a little bit, still room on the inside though, on ball with Farfborough now, towards the right-hander, he's not managed to defend, very close to go, he's clipped him, Ice Bolt's off, into the wall! Oh no, the scenes! Oh man!
I catch that one, but
I was on board. And
was it foul play or?
It was just a little bit of forgetting how much your nose sticks out on the car. I think it might. I think that will go to the stewards though, and will be looked at. I need to look at it again from all angles possible. But I caught it from Farfborough's point of view as well, which, to be fair, is not going to help Farfborough's case. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's the talk.
Leaving the session out of disgust. Mustn't have been happy with that move at all, but yeah, no, it's not the way you want to end Grand Prix, is it?
Especially at Mercedes' home Grand Prix. You don't want that at all. But still, we will leave that to the stewards to discuss. Right now, we're in commentary mode and we're talking about a lot of different things. Right, and look at Gamey things. He's 4/10 behind Blood and Sands after quite a dramatic first couple of laps where he didn't have any tyres whatsoever. He's going for the dive bomb. He's sort of trying to tease Blood and Sands, saying, I'm coming for you. Blood and Sands got out of the way for Spark. He isn't getting out of the way for the other Force India, though.
Yeah, it just seems like Gamey's not got too much of the pace yet to overtake Blood and Sands. Blood and Sands still on the soft tyre, on the quicker tyre. I've been on them slightly longer, but it's just being able to keep them in a good zone right now, and Gamey thing just looking for a way past.
See the dirty air tremendously affecting him, which is costing him a lot of time to his teammate Spark. He's now, what, 4 seconds behind him? 2 seconds? Just over 2 seconds behind him?
Yeah, 2.7.
So here we go, the first of the DRS zones that he needs to try and overtake the Red Bull. Now into turn 1, these medium tyres, yeah, look at that, less aggressive. He's not confident through turn 1 at all right now. And that's where he's losing all of the time, look at that. It's very
still stuck behind Lee now.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Look at that. He's just really struggling. Is that dirty air or Lee's just really quick with his very undraggy car?
Yeah, he's doing very well to keep that car in check, considering his lack of front wing. If he does have a lack of front wing, it doesn't look like that on the video.
Yeah, I think he's got. I think he must have lost a little bit because there was carbon fibre flying. From what I saw, at least.
It's just maybe a little bit of the end plate.
Right now, yeah, back on board with Gamey.
Just a tiny bit of the end plate that he's lost.
Back on board with Gamey things. He's going quickly, trying to pass Blood and Sands for P8, and he's got his eyes on it. It's not happening so far. He's a little bit hesitant on some of the turning. He just needs to get round and get in there. Whoa, Blood and Sands losing it though.
Yeah, just an early breaking point from Blood and Sand, and that should give Gamey a good chance. Maybe not on this straight, but maybe on the back straight.
Well, T1, Gamey's been struggling. He shifts down not much. Shifts down pretty late. Seems he's still there though. He's much closer than he was last lap. As Devil's Armpit is much closer himself. But no, not enough yet. Zippo pushing as hard as he can to try and pass Gamey. Blood and Sand's losing it a little bit on the straights as we're going around this. It's not very straight. Coming around, is Gamey going to go for a Danny Rick dive bomb? He is. He's gone for it. He's licked the stamp. He's sent it, and Blood and Sands absolutely leaping out of the way.
Yeah, looking for the switch back, but it wasn't going to come for Blood and Sands. Just not enough grip on those tyres anymore. Ooh, drifting a little bit wide. Going through the next couple of corners as well.
Yeah, the 15 car is struggling quite a lot versus his teammate, who is in net first place right now. Shows how much as the see Devil's Armpit pulls into the pit lane trying to get the undercut on Lee. Lee continuing on. Diaboosh.
What Lee can do.
It is.
What's Diaboosh saying?
Diaboosh has jumped in and asking. Nice to see you again, mate. By the way, but he's asking if he's inherited Zippo's luck as he Blood and Sands cutting turn 1 pretty dramatically. A bit of an inside joke there from a couple of from another league, but that was. Yeah.
Now losing a little bit on those 13-lap old soft tyres.
Is he going to be able to continue on? Lap? I think he might pit this lap, but either way, they're going to lose the lead to Farfborough. Farfborough is starting to go as long as he can. Icebolt has come into the chat and he has said a lot of swear words, but yes, it is. Yeah, mate, caught on the stream. Again, send it to stewards if it's a thing. Gaming Thing's being passed, though, by Blood and Sands. Gaming Thing's losing a bit, and Gaming's just getting aggressive. He's getting frustrated. It's like, I was in P2 on the grid, and now I'm back here? What is this? And Ricky pits. And does Lee? Lee pulls into pit lane 2. It's lap 13, so the longer runners are pitting. Lee into the gravel a little bit, though, so he's able to get in, and hopefully we'll see if there is a nose change on Toro Rosso before we go back to any of the racing.
Farfborough resumes the lead of the race.
There's a nose.
With Matey Boy 3.5 seconds behind him.
That is a nose for Toro Rosso, so they give him a bit of a nose job, then going to get him out for 72 car.
Yeah, that's good. So far, Lienel will now find some pace closer to the back of the grid, but let's see what he can do from there behind his teammate.
Spark going wide as he tries to hunt down Ricky. Ricky pitting this lap now. He's got his eyes on passing Racer 555, Matey Boy, and Farfborough, who pitted much, much earlier than him.
Gaming Things on the back of Blood and Sand, looking to dive up the inside. Doesn't go for it.
Battle 5 million and 2 between these two. On board with Spark Bobson now as he tries to load it on Ricky. Sparky, his way around the track is Sparky, and he's got his eyes. I had to. He's got his eyes on passing the Williams. Tell you what, though, we don't see many of the Sparks working around here on the skid boards working on this track, do we?
I can't relate. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know the skid boards on the bottom of the cars, it's caused them to all spark up.
Oh yeah. I know what you're on about now. I'm sorry. Completely passed me by that comment. Yeah,
the Devil's Armpit.
They don't really spark up, do they?
No, not around here. I think they need to lower the ride height just a little bit. Not as dramatically as Mercedes did back in Austria, as McLaren did in Austria, but you know.
Yeah, they don't seem to need the low ride height down around here for some reason.
Whoa, Blood and Sand's going wide, but he's caught it. He's going defensive once more, drifting out wide. It's almost like he's weaving a little bit on the straights, but not like dramatically weaving. I don't know. Gamey's getting frustrated because he's then got the Ferrari right behind him as well.
Yeah, Devil's Armpit on the fresh 2-lap-old medium tyres.
Another quick comment from Paris in the chat, just saying, is there a bomb coming? Well, no, I'm not going to make that joke. I'm not going to make that joke. That one can stay off stream. There we go.
Oh dear.
I think you could tell the tone of where that joke was going. Anyway, so, Gaming Thing's got his eyes on trying to pass.
Ricky, Racer 555 is in the pit lane. 12-lap-old, soft tyres. He's going in for a pit stop.
Blood Sands coming under threat once more into turn 1. This time, Gaming Things are trying to do it, but he's not able to. He's losing the back end a bit. And at this point, you're seeing Devil's Armpit sit there and watch. He's thinking, I'm going to wait. Ice, if you just send the time of the recording to the stewards once the video is up, then because I caught the onboard of Farfborough, we should be alright. There we go, round the outside for Gaming Things. He's going for it. He's passed him on the straight. Who's braver on the brakes? This time, it's Gaming Things drifting out wide, and is the Devil's Armpit going to be able to capitalise? He has not, but Blood and Sands are thinking, no, you know what, my turn. It's my time to pass you.
Yeah, Zippo just sitting behind them all, watching on as they all fight about, just being patient. He's been on the soft tyres for 14 laps now, and he can make it to the end on the mediums on a one-stop strategy. Or rather, two-stop. He did pit at the start of the race, I remember.
This is interesting to see, nonetheless. I mean, look at that. Blood and Sands have been on those tyres for 14 laps, has not pitted yet. It's incredible how long that Red Bull can go, but it doesn't seem like it's to be helping his Grand Prix anytime soon. They're going to load back up. Go on.
I think Farfber and Matey Boy are both going to stop again. I can't see them going to the end on soft tyres.
Oof, that'll be interesting to see if they make it into a 2-stop race versus, I think, Ricky, who's going for the 1-stop race. This could be a reserve win tonight, which would be brilliant to see. And I can see the line of wear on Blood and Sands' tyre, and that is starting to get a little bit worrying on his car. Because look, they're dragging up Lee now. They're pulling Lee out of the distance.
Yeah, Zippo and Blood and Sand are both on 15-lap-old soft tyres, and that is the longest stint I've seen anybody do on those tyres yet.
Lee just sat in the background thinking, you know what? I'm not going to do any team orders here. It's going to get interesting. Okay, so Paris is claiming that anyone starting on the Hypers must 2-stop. As Matey Boy puts it in his pit lane, we only had Ultras with us this race. But yes, it's a 2-stop for Matey Boy. Mercedes going in for it. Listening to AJ in the commentary box, as they normally do. It's going to drop him right.
Got their comms on.
I tell you what, it's going to drop him right in the middle of the battle right now between Blood and Sands and all of that. And he's going to be in deep trouble if this all goes wrong as Blood and Sands gets a penalty. Going into turn 2 now. Is he going to go for a dive bomb? He's going around the outside of Gaming Things, but he's not managed to do it. He's coming under threat now to Devil's Armpit. The Devil was thinking, you know what, I'm going to try and get past him.
Yeah, Matey Boy just needs to make it down this back straight without Gamey overtaking him. And then he's home and dry on those soft tyres, brand new soft tyres there.
I think Gamey will be sending a little bit of a thank you cookie as Invader Zippo down the inside of the hairpin of Blood on the Ferrari. The Ferrari getting pushed out, and he's got to concede the position. But I think Gamey will be sending a little bit. What was that?
Maybe Matey Boy going wide through the hairpin, and Gamey thing is right on the back of him.
So Gamey will be Gamey will be sending them a box of cookies to say thank you for the DRS to protect me. There's Zippo on the inside. Is he let someone through? No, he hasn't. No, I don't know what's happening in the background. I saw a Torosso right wide, but I'm Mercedes going to send back those cookies saying no, you overtook my driver. Lee now passing the Devil's Armpit. Sparky comes into pit lane, and this is where it gets interesting because Gamey Things will be going to the end.
Zippo staying on the soft tyres while Blood and Sand pits. Zippo got some extra grip that Blood and Sand didn't have to take it for another couple of laps.
Racer 555 is now the fastest man on track.
Right on the back.
He definitely does. Is there going to be team orders here? No, but looks like no. Look at that! A violent move from Lee, snapping the position back, going mine!
Yeah, I think Zippo ran slightly wide there.
He's lost all grip because there's the Devil's Armpit.
Yeah, he's lost 6 to the Devil.
He's going for a dive bomb. Lee now weaving a little bit in the braking zone just to try and get some heat into his tyres.
I don't know whether that was heat or whether that was a thank you to Zippo for letting him past.
It could be either way, but right now Zippo's thinking, there's a Ferrari in front of me now.
It was a very well auctioned off move from Lee now, let's say that.
Farfbro's in! Farfbro into the pit lane, the pole sitter, and Ricky, who is on medium tyres, contrary to what the graphic is saying, he's on medium tyres right now. He's going to go to the end, and that is going to get interesting, because I think Matey Boy's going to jump Farf.
Yeah, Farfbro in the pits, coming back out on the soft tyres.
No, he's not. He's not going to jump him.
Matey Boy and Farf going to the end now. Matey Boy doing the fastest lap of the race, but still behind Farfbro.
Zippo in. Zippo's pitted, so it must have been let him through. He's pitting.
Yeah, 17 laps on those soft tyres, no mean feat.
Definitely won't be, and I'd say go on the ultra softs now, but I wouldn't. If I saw the event earlier, I wouldn't go near them.
Yeah, fair play going on the mediums because he still needs to use the harder tyres. But yeah, 13 laps left on those. He can get after all the other drivers.
T. Jonas, I mean, that almost looked like a tyre failure from the spin that I saw. It was so violent. I just want to bring it back to T. Jonas just for a moment. That spin for the championship leader, he must be thinking, God, I've just got to get points out of this one.
Yeah, so. Gaming Things, 16 lap old tyres. to be honest, 15 lap all tyres on the mediums. Are they going to stop again? They've got another 12 laps to go.
It is interesting.
Make it that far.
I would call, if I've seen the softs do it, I would pit as well. Because normally the softs are rock hard, but it seems that the mediums are going to be the ones to suffer as well today.
Yeah, to get them to the end, Gamey Things would have to go to, what is it, 29 laps on those tyres. I think that's a bit far.
Yeah, I think the medium tyres, even the medium tyres, I think the hards from last week would start to struggle at that point. Lee now once again going, you're not going to pass me, armpit. So quick on the straights for the Toro Rosso. But he's locked up, he's had a spin into the corner. He's still going though, but he's lost a lot of time to the armpit due to that lockup and then just the rear end locking as well.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was a four-wheel lockup. It was like Lando Norris on the finish line of race 2 in Abu Dhabi.
I was really worried he would crash that.
Mate, it was a perfectly executed 180, to be honest.
Definitely, he just wanted to go into the pits backwards. Everyone knows that I like Lando. I like George as well, and I like Alex. Ooh. In that order, though, I like Lando more. Though George's new helmet looks amazing.
Again.
Yeah, I am thinking about George's helmet at this point.
All right.
I don't think I've sent you George's one.
Yeah, we don't need to know any more than that, mate. You can log off now.
And you're the guy that wanted to do a podcast with me. But no. Oh, Lee's lost it, and now the armpit is going to go down the inside of the hairpin. Has Lee got enough? He's not got enough puff left. That Honda engine. He's went too deep into the corner, and now he's going for a dive bomb. Lee. Whoa! Was that a missing braking point or armpit braking a little bit earlier than expected?
I think Lee went for it and then realised that Devils was just going to cover it off, and so he didn't go for it in the end. But yeah, very, very lucky not to go into the back of him. Very late braking from both of them there.
I'll tell you who's charging up the lightning streams right now. It's Sparky. He's coming around trying. Sorry, I need to stop.
Oh dear.
The pun Grand Prix has begun.
Any fastest laps recently, but yeah.
No, he's just closing up on T. Jonas, who I think his tyres are starting to go. I think well, he would have been number 18. He's no longer number 18 due to Lance Stroll. He is the 81 car, because that's as close as you can get, is now starting to lose a little bit of time as Lee Nell is thinking, right, I've got to get this right this time, and I've got to actually pass him, because normally I'm the one ahead of people. See Pasley questioning my puns in the chat. We're coming at the pressure. Is Lee Nell, is the Devil's armpit. Toro Rosso with Honda power going down the inside. Better on the brakes, better everything. Lock up though. Oh, he's clipped him. That's a Jensen and Lewis move right there in 2014. And the living lightning bolt, Spark, is trying into the hairpin. Not enough, though, and that's 6 seconds on Farfra's bank. And provided Matey Boy doesn't get another one himself, he will be in the lead of this Grand Prix if Ricky has to pit again.
Although Ricky on 9 laps. Will he have to pit again? I think he'll just try and let Farfra overtake him. Let's see if Farfra can actually close up to the back of him and make a move on him. Got 9 laps left. I reckon Ricky will go to the end on those medium tyres.
It could be interesting right now, because every driver is going to be thinking who's going where, who's doing this, who's doing that, and right now Spark is thinking I'm going to get the P8, because look at 20 laps on Gamey's tyres. He's going to start kissing puncture territory soon. I just want to go on a little bit of a quick onboard with him. No line of wear of the tyres so far, but there's going to be a point when those tyres... Oh, wait, there's a line of wear. Those tyres starting to look a little bit angry. Maybe, just maybe, we'll see a punch in this Grand Prix. So, Linell successfully passing... the Devil's armpit last lap. He must be thinking, God, now I've got to pass Lee again? This is crazy. Toro Rosso have built Lee a good car. It's just Lee's bad luck. We should be struggling with it. And under a second now separates Farfborough and Ricky. Farfborough, who got pole position by less than, what, I'm trying to think of it, 100th of a second. He is now in prime position to go back for the lead of this Grand Prix. As Gamey's into the pit lane. So Gamey into the pits.
Obviously had enough on those 20 lap old tyres.
So
one set of softs.
1 second separates Farfborough and Ricky. Ricky in his first return race back to SFR as a reserve driver, wanting to race tonight. He's got his wish and he's in the best position possible. And not to mention, he's on a stock standard setup right now. Absolutely fantastic to see this, but look how much quicker Farfborough is in these particular corners. Seems his soft tyres a little bit quicker than the medium tyres that Ricky's running. Try and see who's going to come out on top. Look at that, he's lost absolutely decades of time in that last sector, and now Farfborough, the ball is about to charge past the wavering Williams, not Weavering. There we go. He's going for it.
Look at the momentum. Just had so much momentum out of T1 straight up the inside into T2. Late braking. Ricky's going to come back across him. Farfborough should have. Oh no, Ricky's got DRS going down the back straight. This is going to be a race to the hairpin.
Ricky's there. Ricky's absolutely 2 car lengths ahead right now. What a race. Look at that. The question will be, who goes where? Will it be Red Bull on top or Williams? It'd be brilliant to see Williams take their first win in SFR for a long time. Last season they seemed to struggle. This season they're struggling a little bit more. But Ricky, the reserve driver, is going to absolutely mop the floor. This is careful. And look at that, Ricky pulling out of the defensive move. And have been absolutely slapped by Farfborough going, get out of the way.
Yeah, Farf just leaving him. No inch there. It was his track to take. Ricky just going a little bit wide on those older medium tyres, which I can see. Can you see the switch that's going on between Ricky's tyres? Keeps on going from jumping from
soft to mediums,
silver to yellow. Yeah.
Yeah. That's you got the Christmas tree glitch. Merry Christmas, mate.
Oh right, I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, I dubbed it the Christmas tree glitch, and I think it sort of caught on. T. Jonas has lost it! Oh, Mark Bolton on the inside, a brilliant move as the championship leader's tyres start to give up, and he's done 21 laps. Oh, what a jump! And I physically left my bed there. I jumped a bit. T. Jonas now trying to go down the inside of turn 3. Zippo, another time penalty to add to his bank. But is T. Jonas going to try it? He is still on the inside. He's still got some trust left in those tyres. I switched back to the wrong Force India. He's still got a lot of trust in those tyres to keep going for 22 laps of the race.
He's coming up the inside of Spark again. Coming back at Spark Popster is T. Jonas. He's got the inside line for the hairpin. He's beating them all ends up.
I tell you what, though, it's getting a little bit dark here tonight, so maybe the rain is coming, even though it said it was dry.
6 laps left would make for a very interesting finale to this race.
It could be interesting, and it could be exactly what T. Jonas is begging for. He's thinking, God, I need the rain, I need to pit soon, those tyres starting to give out. Gamey thinks the other Force India is come to play. I'll tell you what, one slip up from any of the podium sitters, and Lee Nell will have his first podium of season 3. That would be brilliant to see. Gamey things is going to think, right, you know what, I want to pass my teammate now. I've had enough of this.
Yeah, Gamey changed onto the soft tyres 3 laps ago, and he's now on the back of Spot Bobster and T. Jonas, who are battling.
Zippo into the pit lane once more, not happy with these tyres, maybe a broken front wing. T. Jonas, whoa, what's happening there? He's fighting those tyres quite a bit, because here's Spot Bobster. Oh, late defensive move from the Norwegian on the German, and it seems that he's going to come under pressure. The media started breaking into a Queen song now, I'm not going to, but look at that. And T. Jonas is just struggling. He must be thinking of a championship slipping away. No, mate, you've still got a long time to go. Keep going.
Ooh, gaming things getting really close to the back of T. Jonas. Around the last couple of corners.
Are those tyres dead? Are the medium tyres dead? Is Sauber going to start thinking, call him in, put him on the soft tyre, put him on the ultras? Gamey trying to go around the outside. Oh, little chap, he's rear-ended it pretty heavily there. And Gamey, if you make the move, mate, hand that back because that was hefty hit. He's pumping and scratching him there. And Sauber aren't going to call him in.
Frustrated.
I think just a little bit, and that's the first time we've seen a driver get properly frustrated for a long time. T. Jonas weaving a little bit, going, thank you for hitting me. Oh, trying to go around the outside is Gamey. He's gaining the advantage, going off the track a little bit. He's going right down the inside, no DRS assistance. Once again, bumping onto the side of a Sauber, but it seems that Gamey's going right. Oh, Sauber, these tyres are going to go. I've got a feeling that we might be seeing shreds of Sauber everywhere as they start to as that tyre gives up. But no, Gamey not handing back his position. T. Jonas trying to go around the outside. It's not happening. Going for the switchback. Gamey has got a damaged front nose. Whoa! Snapping across. Oh, getting very close together. Very close together. That's almost a carbon copy of what happened to Ice Bolt there. Oh, a little bit slow on the uptake there from Gamey. I think that could be questionable.
I think it's just an ordinary line to take through that corner for Gamey as he was defending from T. Jonas, and just not expecting it there.
It could be, and there's T. Jonas is down in P9. That is gonna suffer. I tell you what, is the championship on the line right now? Is the lead on the line that he's had since round 1? As my pad is closed, so I can't see the stream. Sorry.
Matey Boy starting to close up to the back of Ricky in second place. Is Farfber far enough ahead now that even with his penalties he's still going to be able to win this race? Can Matey Boy do anything about that?
It would be a majestic thing to see if Matey Boy can get back up there. I've now got the stream back open on my pad so I can see what happens in the chat. So yes, all of it's happening. I'm going to now have a look up the championship table quickly in the downtime and see if I can find out what is happening here.
Closest battle on track at the minute is Gamey on his teammate Spark Bobster.
Yes, take us through what you can see, mate.
Yeah, Spark being on those tyres for 6 laps longer than Gamey. Gamey just can't find it. Oh, he's off on the last corner of the track, getting dirt all over his tyres, losing all his momentum and all the time that he was close to Spark Bobster. He's back from 1.8 behind him. 2 laps left of the race as Farfber rounds through sector 3 just for the last few corners of this race. The last 2 laps just almost a procession now, with drivers at least 2 seconds apart from each other. And Vader Zippo going for the fastest lap of the race, 1:14.1 on the ultra soft tyres. Had enough of going around slowly on the mediums, and so he's changed onto a set of ultra softs and he's showing what he can do. Putting down the gauntlet there.
Well, in the background, I've been furiously working my little beaver brain out of the maths, and if Farfber gets 25 points tonight, he'll be on 115 points. He's currently on 90. T. Jonas is on 125, so T. Jonas will still be in the lead. He'll be on 126 if he finishes in P10 right now, but he has stopped himself. So questions will be raised whether Farfber will keep the win after that collision with Ice Bolt. I cannot make a comment right now. To be fair, it'll be interesting to see what will happen. To see Ricky right now, we're looking at him on the medium tyres. 18 laps, we've seen that the tyres start to struggle after 20, and it seems that he'll be just okay right now. Whew, an eventful race.
Yeah, still keeping a good gap to Matey Boy. He hasn't He hasn't managed to find a second to narrow down in the last few laps. Been narrowing down by about 1/10, 2/10, something like that. Not close enough to find him and overtake him in the last lap here. So he's going to take
9
He's going to
seconds.
take second at the minute, but is Ricky going to take the win here?
That's 9 seconds. That's going to drop into third. I tell you what,
sealed his fate for losing this Grand Prix.
Any more, and Linnell will be in the lead. Will take be onto the podium, and that will be violent. And obviously, we're going to do podium interviews tonight and see if anyone wishes to join us between Ricky, Matey Boy, or Farf. But right now, we have to wait and see the podium celebrations and see who that is, and we will take who are on the grid right now. But obviously, that will exclude any external penalties. But Farfborough, after taking pole position, seems to be comfortably going to go for the win, but we know on corner cutting penalties that will not be the case, and I don't know if he knows it. I don't know if he's been keeping tally. See, Jonathan had the fastest amount of track of 1:13.5. He's lost it. Farfborough's losing it.
I can't believe that. Well done to save it, but is that going to seal his fate? Is he going to keep first place, or is Ricky going to take it from him?
Zippo retires on the last lap of the Grand Prix. See if we can find out where. Yeah, Zippo retired in P11. Ricky is not in the lead of the Grand Prix. Matey Boy wins. No, Ricky does win. Ricky is left though.
Yeah,
so
it took a while for it to come up, but Ricky has won. He has won that.
Ricky has won, and Linnell is in fourth ahead of Farfborough. I don't think we'll be seeing Ricky on the podium. He has left the session right at the end, so I don't think we'll be seeing him on what's it called? So yes, Zippo unfortunately retires from P11, so he'll still get counted.
Do you think he got disconnected as he?
Whoa, G. Jonas! That would be one hell of a bad feeling. But there he is, Ricky.
As he won.
Ricky is our winner. I think he crossed the line, so I think it's all okay. I think it's okay.
Yeah, he crossed the line and then left.
People saying he was lagging horrifically, so
okay.
Should be interesting. Yeah, lots of people. The chat suddenly exploding with people talking after the end of the Grand Prix. Everyone's stopping racing. So yes, Ricky wins. Williams' first win in a while, and a Welshman stands on top of a podium. What a way to win the Grand Prix on penalties, but still, it's a win nonetheless, isn't it?
Yeah, well done to him. From the back of the grid as well. He'll definitely, if that stands, get driver of the day, because the fact that was a fantastic drive. It
definitely was. I think the big talking point though was the collision between Icebolt and Farfborough, which you can see on the stream if anybody has missed that. But yes, there it is. There are the official results for tonight. Farfborough is in P3, but Ricky is in P1 ahead of Matey Boy in P2. Farfborough is in P3 ahead of Linnell in P4. Reserve's Armpit is in P5, and Sparky is finishing where he started in P6. Then it happens with Gamey in P7 ahead of Racer 555 in P8. Blood and Sands in P9, and T. Johns rounding up the top 10 as our final scoring and finisher. Zippo was in P11 after DNFing. Icebolt, after dramatically DNFing, it was in P12. Smelly Badger is in P13. Just Mikey is in P14, and C. Pazzi is in P15. Diaboosh rounded us all out in P16. Oh, an eventful race right there. An eventful race.
Yeah, definitely. It went from one thing to the other. There wasn't really a dull moment, just maybe a few laps before the end. But before that, it was incredible racing between all of them. Yeah, especially seeing the way that the Ultrasofts just seem to kind of completely lose grip and overheat around lap 3, lap 4, and it just meant that especially gamey things just had no grip whatsoever.
Yeah, it was quite dramatic. So we're going to see who we can get into the podium chats with us. We'll see if we can get. I don't think Ricky will join us. We'll see if we can get Farfborough and see if we can get Matey Boy. Do apologise as a stream will go blue for a moment as I try and invite people. Right, we'll just invite you into the party, and then we'll see if we can get Farfra in. I don't think Ricky will join us. He's no longer in the session. See what we can do. Where are you, Farfra? As matey boy, if you could do me a favour, mate, and just check to see if all of your settings are set to share, so we can hear you on the chat. Alright, why can't I find Farfra? Am I having a moment? I am having a big blonde moment. I genuinely can't find Farfra at this point. I'm thinking, what's happening? There you are. Okay, I remember now. I've got you under a different name. There we go. Right. So, matey boy, have you got yourself all checked out to see if you can talk on the chat with us? Okay. Yes, this is probably technical difficulties. I did not reveal until we were doing podium interviews again until about 10 minutes before the race. That's probably my bad. But yes, hopefully we can get matey boy to talk.
It's probably doing what I do after race and hunting around for my earphones.
See, now that's why I keep mine in a basket.
Oh, I don't have a basket.
I have a little basket which also has a prawn crackers wrapper in as well, so I need to take that out, and the Kingsman DVD and the 1990s It. So just a little look into what's in my basket. Oh God, David, that hurt. Oh God, if anyone remembers that. And Farfra is here as well. We're just having a little podium interview, mate. So have you got your settings all set to share?
Really? Oh. Share.
Right. Hello, matey boy. How are you? I'm absolutely brilliant. And Farf, how are you, my friend? All right. So, AJ, if you could just launch away with some of the questions to matey boy quickly.
Yeah. So you were midway through that race, you were keeping a kind of gap to Farfra in front of you. Were you having kind of trouble catching up to him, or how were you finding that race?
No, the race was going well, and then there was an incident in the third sector where someone went off in front of me, and don't ask me how I managed to save it, but I went on the grass and just about made the turn. I think I may have lost a second there, maybe 3/4 of a second, but no, the race went pretty well. I'm surprised the winner, Ricky, got that far on these medium tyres. To be quite honest with him.
Definitely. I think it was gamey things that went in front of you to cause you going onto the track, but it was well saved from you.
Yeah, well, my indicators come on, my lights come on, everything came on at that moment in time, I tell you. I don't know how I saved it.
Well,
Move of the
cool.
day, that one. Move of the day, wasn't
it? Yeah, movement in my pants of the day, I think.
Alright, so that was a brilliant race there from matey boy, and thank you for popping into the podium interviews. I know that right now I didn't have to tie you up like I normally do with AJ.
No problem.
Alright, so we'll move on to Farfra. How are you, mate? So, AJ, if you could do your questions once more.
Yeah, no problem. So, leading from the start, what was your kind of strategy to start the race on? So sorry, you went on hard. Run and hide. No, I don't think that normally does work when you're in first place. You've got to lead from the front. You've got to set an example. Yeah, talk to us about that move. What was going through your mind when Icebolt was pressuring you?
I was just keeping an eye on it, then all of a sudden Ice come in front of me, then that's what happened. I darted to the right and then apparently I took him out, but I double checked the footage.
Yeah, and what were your thoughts on the corner cutting penalties? Were you worried about losing loads of time to the people behind you when you were doing that?
I'm not commenting, that's twice, that's twice. That's the second week in a row now.
The second week of the row for what?
Yeah. Oh, one last week, lost the 10.
Okay. Yeah.
But hey ho, carry on.
That is the quote of this race. I think "Hey ho, carry on" goes on very well for you, Far. Thank you once again for joining us. All right, so we'll let the drivers get off. Thank you guys for racing. Thank you for joining us on the podium, and we'll see you next week.
Adios.
See you later, mate. So yes, a little post-race review from the two of us, I think, is in order.
Post-race review. What were your thoughts on the race, JV?
I think it was a very eventful race. We didn't have time to gush about helmets as we normally do. I think it was very interesting.
You tried your best.
I did try my best. I mean, you know me. I got helmets on the mind. I think the real talk is, I think, T. Jonas. I think it's such odd to see him a bit flustered like he was that race.
Yeah, I think a few racers kind of kept on getting flustered and just losing focus, losing concentration. I think because of the fact that the racing is so close between them all, it's really hard to keep your composure, keep focus on what you're doing, and keep going the fastest you can. And just being able to watch around you and make sure that you're defending your position as well as attacking the guys in front of you is the hardest thing to do.
It definitely was, and I think the biggest takeaway around here is don't use the ultra softs on the first stint, because that was horrific. I've never seen them die that quickly.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's what brought Ricky into the game, because the fact that Farth, Icebolt, Macy Boy, even Gamey were all on the ultra softs to start with, and they all just completely faded away. I mean, the one-stop strategy was the main strategy to use then. I mean, Ricky came from all the way in the back. If you could keep a good rhythm and a good momentum all the way through that race, then you were guaranteed a good spot on that podium.
And it's what happened. I mean, we saw Ricky's first win as a reserve, a first win for a while in GP2, which was brilliant. But now we're going to start to look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be seeing the Premier Division launch out of their garages into Hockenheim, and we must ask the Premier driver that I have right next to me in a suit. AJ, have you prepared?
A little bit.
So Bentley not keeping you up at night, are they?
No, I mean I wasn't here last week, unfortunately, due to work commitments. But I'm looking forward to being at Germany tomorrow, hopefully. I love the Germany track. I think it's going to be a really interesting race. Premier Division have really kind of they've become really competitive with each other, and there's a lot of drivers there that can really cause problems to each other, and you saw that last week. But I'm really looking forward to the race tomorrow.
You definitely will do. Well, if you're not going to come and watch the Premier Division, then you should definitely come next week, where the GP2 guys will be launching out at 7:25 on Wednesday. This time next week, we'll be seeing them go around the Hungaro Ring just south of Budapest in Hungary, which will be absolutely brilliant to see. It's called Monaco without the walls, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's a very tight, twisty track, and you need to watch the corners, watch your tyres, and most of all, watch the opposition.
But that's next week. Tomorrow is the Premier Division. If you're going to join us for then, well, I'll see you tomorrow with Icebolt on commentary with me. If you're not going to join us for Germany Prem, then I'll see you next week, where I'm dragging this man back into the commentary box, AJ.
Yeah, definitely. Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Thank you once more, as normal, for joining us, taking time out of your day to come and yell about racing cars on the internet.
Yeah, no worries, man. It's my pleasure.
All right. So if you're not joining us tomorrow, well, I'll see you next week. If you are joining us tomorrow, see you in a while. Later, guys.
See ya.